Yeah. That's it. Drop the mic.
Hi guys, welcome back to All 22 Podcast. Glad to have you on today. Two more guests. Introduce yourselves. Give me your name, position, and where you're from. And why you chose Juniata, please.
I'm Noah Wright. I play quarterback. I'm from Mifflin County High School. I chose Juniata because it's close to home, and I was a big fan of the coaches, and just wanted to see what I could do when I came here.
I'm Cole Osmond, senior. Used to be linebacker, converted D lineman. Got my hands in the dirt. I'm from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, the Lehigh Valley. And I chose Juniata because I love to hunt and fish, and school's in the middle of nowhere.
The Lehigh Valley, not the infamous 610?
Well, area code, the 610.
What area code are you in? Are you still 717?
717.
You're still 717.
Yeah.
717 guys. Inferior.
Mid-Penn guys.
Mid-Penn guys. We almost played each other in high school. We were a year out.
We did.
I would have picked you off like 3 times.
I mean, I don't
Probably
know.
not. No, I was 145-pound strong safety / outside linebacker.
And also a freshman in high school.
Yeah, I would have been a freshman. I would have been even tinier. Would have been terrible. Jeez. But yeah, that was because you and Juju went to MIFCO.
Yep.
You guys play in a basically boxing arena. You have a fence right at the field, and it is a dogfight there.
That field's legendary, man.
Legendary.
By about week 5, there's no grass. It's just a mud pit.
Mm-hmm. And it's cold up there.
It does get pretty cold.
It gets pretty cold. Played there my sophomore year. We lost by a lot. We went 1-9. The only team we beat was Hunter Lagerman's Hanover.
Shout out Log.
Shout out Coach Log.
That is the only team we beat, and we whooped them, so that says a lot. But we sometimes we'll say something about the mid-pen, and we just rattle each other. We just talk. It's crazy. Other guys will be like, yeah, and then me and you are just like, oh yeah, this guy here, this guy here.
Yeah.
Because we played a lot of the same guys. Kyle Schwartz.
Yeah, I remember him.
Kenyon Johnson hurdled one of my teammates actually.
Kenyon Johnson, my senior year. We played them last game. If we won, we were going to win the league, and there was 10 seconds left, and we were up by 7, and he rolled out and hurdled into the end zone to go down 1, and then we blocked a 2-point conversion and won the game.
Wow.
But yeah, he was a freak.
Because he's at the Rock now.
Yeah, he plays receiver at the Rock.
He receiver. I thought it was. They moved him out. Wow, he was a freak athlete because he played quarterback. We're number 21, and then they had a fullback, number 11, that would then go to quarterback so they could hand it off to him when he played running back. And then he also played linebacker and just ate people.
You were a little younger, but Cody Gustafson at Shippensburg.
I played against Nick.
Yeah. He was a dog at Grove City
when
we played him. So
was he good at
I think when we played on my sophomore year, he had probably close to 300 receiving yards, but they would just throw him the ball every single game or every single play. His dad was his offensive coordinator at Ship, and he knew that he was his best player. So
and they've been more of a wing T.
Yeah.
Running the ball and still, because they would have had 26. What was his name?
Hauser?
No, Hauser was 28. He was 2. He was good.
Yeah.
But then they had the fast little guy.
Yeah.
I played against, and then they had Isaiah, Adam's younger brother. He was good. And then, my sophomore year, I had to line up against Nick and then Anthony Smith. So that's 6'7" and 6'4" right there.
He ended up. Did he go high D1? Anthony Smith.
And he's at Minnesota. He was actually just here Saturday.
So, yeah.
Saturday. He was a freak in nature. Him playing basketball, that was beautiful. He was a big man running up and down the court, just windmill stuff.
Talking about basketball,
Oh, yeah. Oh, basketball star here. No, right.
But, funny story, I played Micah Parsons in basketball my sophomore year. Yeah. He got a fast break, and one of my buddies thought he could jump with him, and he couldn't. You could probably find a video out there somewhere of Micah Parsons dunking on Mifflin County, but it was pretty sweet.
Jeez, you
whole bench got a technical they all came on the court. It was pretty nuts.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. I was on the same court.
That's an honor, man.
It is.
I think I have a picture somewhere of me and Nate Vargo. You remember Vargo?
Oh, yeah, of course.
We're at the free throw line, and Mike is standing in between us, and we look like little kids.
Was he a 3-sporter?
he played football, he wrestled, and he played basketball.
Oh, jeez.
So he wrestled when they needed him to, and then played basketball when they needed him to.
Good grief.
Because I know Anthony Smith, he was a 3-sport. He could have probably gone D1 in all three. Because he did track too. Oh my gosh, he threw disc. He was really good. But not Micah Parsons at any level.
Cole, did you play Saquon in high school?
Yeah,
Played Saquon. We were at Penn State's 707s when we saw Saquon's little brother.
So, actually, a little bit different thing is I was high school teammates with Jahan Dotson. Played against Saquon Barkley. That I was a freshman, so I was on the freshman team, so I didn't even play against him. But I was at the game, and I just remember watching Saquon make a bunch of clowns out of our defense. And, like, what are you going to do? You stack 8 guys in the box, and you watch number 26 in a Whitehall Zephyrs uniform make you look like a clown. So that was an interesting game. And then playing with Jahan was really cool. Really good athlete, humble kid, super nice guy. Never let anything get to his head at all. So he's having a pretty good year. Hopefully he can get this hamstring thing figured out so he can get back out on the field because he's got a chance to be Offensive Rookie of the Year with his touchdown numbers.
One with Breece Hall going down.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's kind of wide open. Bailey Zappi, maybe. I don't even know.
His odds for, I saw on Instagram today, his odds went down like significantly after last night. Like he's now one of the favorites.
Yeah.
Bailey Zappi is, so. But hopefully, I hope John.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, funny thing is, you guys ran into him last year at the blue and white spring game.
I saw that
State
picture.
College, yeah.
That's cool.
We ran into him and Micah Parsons.
Oh my God.
Micah Parsons had this chain on it. It had a lion, and it was like it covered his whole chest, and it said "Heart of a Lion," and it was enough to intimidate you itself.
Yeah.
Go Terps.
Probably because he was the
Go
defensive
Terps.
rookie of the year in the NFL. That is probably also pretty scary.
And he's only 6'3", so he's not that much taller than I am.
But
he's way
wide.
bigger and stout. Like it's
Yeah. He's an NFL linebacker, so I would hope.
Oh my! See, last year I was down at the Maryland Penn State game, and we watched Jahan Dotson just absolutely torch our secondary because they would just, for some reason, man coverage, no safety help, and James Franklin somehow wasn't that dumb and just threw him the ball.
Well,
It was like,
a couple of things I could tell you about Jahan. He might not be the biggest, he might not be the fastest, he might not be the strongest, but ever since I've known that kid since I was like 7, he's always had a football in his hands.
Mhm.
And I can guarantee if there's a ball thrown in his catch radius, he's going to catch it. No matter where it hits him. If it's in his catch radius, he will catch the football. He has the best hands I've ever seen. Ever.
Didn't you say he was your, when you played Pee Wee football, he was the quarterback?
Yeah, he was our quarterback in Pee Wee, and it was something to watch. The kid's got an absolute cannon because in high school we had our quarterback in high school is D1. He went to Maine, Anthony Harris. So we had a really good quarterback in high school, and Anthony is also really fast. So we did this Philly special sort of deal, but instead of red zone, we'd run it at the 50 and pitch it to Jahan. We would pitch it backwards to Jahan, and Anthony would run a wheel route on the backside down the home team sidelines, and Jahan would just send one up there. It was something to watch. Now I didn't play too much offense back in the day. I still don't play any.
Gonna have to talk to Coach Carr, see if we can get that in the playbook.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Coach Josh.
Cole Osmond running back special here.
Yeah, I do miss toting the rock here and there a little bit. You know, it was a fun time. I'm more of a one-cut guy, one-trick pony. Find the hole, get north and south.
Hey, if you need another wide receiver, I could still lace it up with the gloves on, and
Hey, you never know, man.
we ran wing T, so I had 9 catches as our leading receiver. It was all 3 touchdowns were trick plays. It was fun stuff.
Yeah.
You guys are real run heavy power.
Oh, we still are. Yeah. I mean,
football.
yeah.
Because I played a little bit of defense, my junior year, and I would play defense as a senior when they needed somebody. And I remember scouting Greencastle, and we would just put 8 to 9 guys in the box and just.
Yep. It was wing T with 1 extended. I was that extended guy, and I think this year our best running back, Tavon Cooper's got the ball at least 200 times, so we're 1,000 yards on the heavy wing T, heavy run.
I have a confession to make. If we're going to talk about wing T, power I, and old school hard mouth football, as I am probably the biggest advocate of the wing T, power I, and the 4-4 stack defense. Coach Doc, I know you're watching. I've never once ran the 4.4 stack a day in my life. I've only ever ran the 3.4 my entire 17 years of football. I've only ever ran a 3.4, maybe a 4.3 1 year. But yeah. And then offensively, yeah, wide open spread. Literally have never ran power I or wing T. I just think it looks awesome.
You lucky bum.
Yeah. So as a giant advocate of all three of those styles of football, never ran them once. So I'm sorry I bug a lot of people about we should install more of it.
my sophomore year, we were actually spreading like the pistol look. Like we'd be a pistol with a wing. But like after that, we were just straight up wing T, just try to run the ball down your mouth. We tried. Didn't work a lot of times, but that's why I played defense for all my career. But
Yeah. That's where tough guys play.
exactly.
I don't know about all that.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh, what did you play on defense
I
when
played
you
safety.
had to play?
I played
Oh
safety.
my, you bum.
He's a quarterback. Obviously, he's going to play safety.
I was quarterback back in my day.
I think I had 2 picks to my name, 2 or 3 in high school. So
Not bad.
There you go.
I had one, and it was a pick 6 against a punter. Yeah, fake punt. Take it to the rack.
don't throw shade on punters.
I'm not. I mean,
Oh
punters
yeah.
are people, punters are people too.
You're a punter
Love Wyatt
too.
Buell.
Part-time punter.
Part-time punter. My bad.
Still doesn't get me the invite to Coach Doc's for dinner.
Ooh,
Coach Doc, if you're watching, I'm still upset about it.
The specialists weren't even there at the dinner.
that's
No.
messed
ridiculous
up.
because the specialist is a defensive play. You're giving the ball to the other team when they're on the field, except on KO.
Coach Stock, you really need to step it up, man. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's Muscle Beach for you right there. I will talk to Tread about this. I'm on your case, Doc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was JV quarterback once upon a time ago. Starting JV quarterback, starting varsity safety. So I got my crap rocked like every day of the week. It was fun
Nice.
because my center would snap the ball like 5 yards over my head, and then I'd proceed to run and get it and get tackled for a negative 15-yard sack probably every play. Like at some points, I just I said the cadence and immediately just jumped to try to get the ball down. But I give you a run for your money. Pre-elbow injury. Now
That's fair.
You're lucky because I can't really play quarterback now. You're extremely lucky. Oh my gosh.
Whatever you say, Shank.
Cole, I've been dying now. Let me hear it. The Cole Osmond story. You're a character. We'll just say that.
Well,
For those of you who don't know Cole Osmond very well, we have a character on our hands.
I don't know. I don't know where you want me to start, Shank. Do we want to
Dude, just
go from the beginning? From the beginning, or do you want?
let me have it.
All right. We'll start off we'll go football career. So we'll start at age 4.
Oh my.
Age 4, I get signed up for football to go play for the Upper Nazareth Clippers. I played 2 years of flag football, so I got the nickname Cole Captain America Osmond.
That's why you wear the Captain America shirt?
Yes, that is correct. On why
Wow.
I've worn a Captain America shirt and or socks my entire football career, and to this day, I wear the same Captain America shirt that I've worn since I was an 8th.
Tiny little crop top.
Well,
is that cut or
It is.
it?
It's cut. It used to be an actual shirt, and then I've grown since I was in 8th grade. So it then
a
has
little
turned into my underpad crop top shirt.
Hence
Actually,
the move to D-line.
yeah,
Just saying.
hence the move to D-line. Yeah, that was cool. So that's how I got Cole Captain America Osmond. That's where the Captain America comes from. We'll fast forward to middle school, I guess. I played on obviously the national middle school team. We were really, really good, but we had a coach. His name was J.C. Martosi. All right, and this guy was a clown. He was also an Abercrombie model. And I know not everyone knows who I am, but Abercrombie models are not my type of people.
What is your type of people?
Cowboy boots and jeans.
I say rednecks.
Yeah, and this dude showed up one day with a haircut that was whack. I mean, whack.
Josh Samuels whack?
Yeah.
Because I'll go back to that, Josh.
Yeah. No.
Never go there again, buddy.
My dude made Josh Samuels look like a 10. I mean, it was terrible.
Wow.
We went up to practice that day. This is all the same day. And this guy loses his phone, right? Makes the whole team run. We're running, and we're running, and we're running, and we're running. We're still running until someone confesses to stealing his phone. Well, one of our assistant coaches thought it would be a bright idea to call his phone, which I think should have happened before we started running. But he put it in the bottom part of his cargo shorts, not in the top pocket that he could feel, but in the bottom part. So when the ringer went off and it was in his pants, he ended practice and apologized to us. So that was, that's middle school football for Cole Osmond. Had to play for an Abercrombie and Fitch model. Next, went on to high school. Played on our freshman team. We were horrendous. We were terrible. I played for one of my favorite coaches of all time, though. He became my linebacker coach in high school, Jimmy Trinello. He was a Marine, and like to this day, I think I have PTSD from him screaming on the sidelines, "Where are my linebackers?" We did run a 4-4 stack that year because we gave up about 300 yards rushing every week. So that was terrible. High school football is a huge thing in the Lehigh Valley. Obviously, I played against and with a lot of great players. It's really neat to see the town shut down and like everybody come out and support the local teams and go play in these legendary stadiums with such a rich winning history just in the area alone. It's then came time to pick a college, and I ended my football career in high school. I was like, I need to play. Like, I can't stop now. I want to keep playing, and I was checking out some schools, and then my aunt and uncle actually came here. My aunt, Christy Ornsdorf, shout out Aunt Christy, 4-time All-American volleyball player.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I said, you should go check out Juniata. And I was like, maybe. So one day my dad drugged me out here. I was like, you know what? I was like, this place ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. So I came back a few more times, really liked the coaching staff. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this place a shot. I was like, we're going to be a Juniata Eagle. Pretty cool.
Did you have to call Nick Saban and them and see like, hey guys,
Yeah.
I made up my mind?
I mean, like, it was a really tough talk with Coach O. Like, it was he was still, well, no, he was at LSU at that time, yeah. So, yeah, it was really terrible. I was like, he was in my ear like, hey, man, you know, like.
Go Tigers.
Yeah,
Go Tigers.
He's like, go Tigers, shrimp and grits. I'm like, yeah, Coach O. Like, Coach Lawrence is over here talking to me. Like, what are you bringing to the table? He couldn't match it, so I'm here. Yeah. And then fast forward to the summer, going into college, right? We come out for our overnight orientation. They don't even do this anymore, but they should. You get split up into 3 different orientation groups to come overnight on campus and stay for one night over the summer to kind of meet some of the
We
people.
do something like it. No.
Do you?
And it's called Inbound. It's like 2 nights, 3 days. You have like an activity.
Well,
Ours was just one night.
Ours was one night, but they did inbound when we were freshmen, but football players weren't allowed to go.
Camp.
It was during camp when they did.
They made like they made like 2 summer weekends we could go.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
Yeah, we did overnight orientation. They did it by alphabetical order. So I check my roommate, and I see my roommate says John Pence, football player. Now I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder who this schmuck is going to be. Who is this guy? And in walks some tall, lanky redhead, and I'm thinking, who is this guy here? And, you know, we start hanging out. I'm like, it's pretty cool. So I'm like, hey, guy, you got a roommate? And he goes, yeah. Because this is where you would select your roommate for the upcoming year. He goes, yeah, I got one already. Sorry, bud.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because he asked me, like, weeks before orientation if I had a roommate, and I had already had Juju, so I kind of felt bad. But it's kind of funny we all came full circle.
Oh, we did come full circle. So fast forward, my freshman year, I ended up having a roommate. His name's Jason Hovis, our long snapper.
He's been on the show.
Shout out Hovis. That's
Twice.
also been on the show twice, you know. Big specialist guy. I'm third string long snapper, not to drag my nuts or anything, but, you know, third string long snapper over here. See you on Sundays. Yeah. So me and Hove had a great year. My sophomore year was COVID year. Big time fell apart. Had a couple roommates, lived with Tommy Keaton and a couple other people. Things didn't end up working out. You can't live in an East room with 3 dudes. So I was like, junior year, I'm looking for some roommates. And now me and this John guy, we're pretty good friends. We're good hunting buddies and stuff and went fishing together throughout our freshman and sophomore year. And then I heard that the 207, going to be 307 crew Shmoney and John's room, as well as a couple other clowns, Christian, Coach Gav, Coach Log, Connor Mundis lived with us that year. We're looking for an 8th person. I said, you know what? I'll do you guys a favor. I'll move in.
Huge favor.
Huge favor. So I moved in and ended up now living with the kid that I met at my overnight orientation that told me he didn't want to be my roommate.
That's a true love story.
It is. And, we've been together 2 years. We've had our ups and downs. We've not talked to each other for 2 weeks at a time.
There was a time last year that JT pretended that Cole was at home for two straight weeks.
Would not speak to me for 2 straight weeks.
It's that rough. Wow.
Yeah, sometimes it was that rough.
He actually got a lot of people in on it too.
Yeah, there was a ton of people that were in on not talking to me for 2 weeks. It was pretty cool. I was thrilled. And currently, you think you get to a point and the jokes end, right? Well, tonight I'm walking into this podcast and I need my gold card to get in the building. I go in my wallet.
I was a witness.
Oh, really? I go in my wallet where my gold card should be. Guess what's not there? Oh, that's right. My gold card. It's missing. Now, if I had to take a guess on who took it, it's probably a tall, lanky redhead named John.
You're wrong.
Was it the Shank?
What?
It wasn't Shank.
I don't
It
have
wasn't
it.
Shank.
No.
You have to find out on your own.
Okay, I'm putting money on JT because if there's one person that's going to mess with me, it's him. Or Evan Mock, and he wasn't even in Baker. That's a baseball player, and not that everyone knows.
Mifco guy.
Another
guy.
Mifco guy.
Mifco. Imagine being called Mifco. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yuck.
Mifflin County.
Gross.
Disgusting.
Yuck.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Cole's been in Mifco.
I've been to Mifco. I once dated a girl from Mifco. Terrible decision.
Exactly.
It was awful. Worst decision of my life.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
It went a long month and
It
a half.
was about it was about 28 days. It was cool. Yeah.
Can you quickly walk me through what happened when you failed that one test? That whole line of story.
All right.
We
So
were sitting at lunch that one day, and we were rattling off. We were laughing
yeah.
a lot.
So 2 weeks ago, I had a rough one. All right. Actually, it was 3 weeks ago. I handed test in. I'm thinking, yes, that's an A right there. That's at least a 95. I get the test back. I got a 42. Not 42 out of 50. Not like an 84.
Percent.
A 42%. I'm like, what? So in the span of about 2 minutes of receiving the test, I open my laptop and I log on to beamarine.com. I start
Check match off.
I start talking to a recruiter about enlisting for the United States Marine Corps.
Hoorah.
After I have a conversation with God bless his soul, he just got done with his 3rd surgery, Jake Matchok, a Marine that's on our team actually. I said, dude, it might be joining you. 2 minutes after that, I said, you know what? I'm going to start the application to the state police. Open my laptop again, start my application for the state police. I said, 42%, you know what you need? A new truck. Literally go home the next day, bought a new truck. Here I sit.
That's a great way to treat yourself there.
Here I sit.
He's got options, man.
Options.
He
I can
does.
be a Marine. The first part of my application, the state police got accepted. I got to take the written exam now. So
You and exams don't
me
go
and
well.
exams
Yeah.
seem to not be going that
Hopefully
well.
don't get a 42
but,
on that.
If I get a 42 on that, we got issues. So yeah, that's pretty neat.
You also could be an environmental scientist, correct?
I'm an environmental science major, so these things don't correlate at all, which is awesome.
Doctor, private, deputy, Nicole Osmond.
Yeah, Dr. Private Deputy Colonel.
My bad.
Car salesman. Cole Osmond. I mean, jack of all trades. I do it all. I played middle linebacker for 16 and a half years. My last 5 games of my football career, playing nose guard, playing a little D end.
How you loving it? How you liking it?
The trenches, you have a newfound respect for dudes that weigh 300 pounds. Because they weigh 300 pounds.
Shout out Cato.
Yeah, shout out Cato. Them old dogs, man. I'll tell you what. I was loving it for about the first 15 minutes. Because I was like, man, I'm way faster than all these guys. This is cool. I've never been fast my whole life. And then it turned into, wow, I'm real tired because they weigh 100 pounds more than me. And they're just laying on me. Yeah, so that was neat.
Speaking of laying on, this past year, Waynesboro has a kid. He's 400 pounds, about 6'5",
Jesus.
6'7". I went to one of their games because we had we had a Thursday game. I went to one of their Friday games. There was an ambulance there for about 30 minutes because he laid on a kid and hurt him.
Holy fish paste.
Like he hurt two kids laying on him.
Florida's got that dude. It's like
Yeah.
real
yes.
tall and weighs 417 and runs like
Yeah.
a 5'1" 40. It's
Which
pretty
is
insane.
ridiculous.
Me and Gunnar Lester actually know this kid from the pool. Back in the old Waynesburg, as Coach Doc says.
Yeah,
It says it
Waynesburg. Where's Waynesburg?
Northern Hagerstown, to be precise.
Well, Waynesboro's in Maryland, if we're going to ask our
So
fat punter, Coach Bruner.
And then Greencastle's also in Maryland.
Yeah, Greencastle's
But
also in Maryland.
This 400-pound
not.
kid would always come to the pool, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to save you, buddy. Like, I might die too if you're drowning.
Yeah, you best float.
You better, but
Well, I think we should talk about our Juniata college football careers as they're slowly winding down. We got 3 games left to our my
you guys
senior
have
year,
fifth years.
and he's got a 5th year coming up. It all depends if I get accepted in the police academy.
that's true. You have options.
Back
Options.
to these options, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, freshman year, I didn't see. I saw time as the punter, which funny story. I actually came in no intentions of punting, and we didn't have a punter, and our quarterback at the time was going to punt, and then when we scrimmaged St. Vincent, we blocked a punt and broke their punter's leg, and they immediately said, "All right, our quarterback can't punt. Can you punt?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." Like I did in high school, and that's where I saw time. I saw scout reps as a freshman, and sophomore year was COVID, so like we didn't play any games, and that was a miserable season.
Yeah.
It's hard to practice 5 days a week for no games
For 9 months.
for 9 months out of the year. But yeah, we enjoyed it. Worked hard. All 20 of us on the team at the time.
It was awesome.
Junior year, last year, I started off the year as the third quarterback, and some things happened. I moved up to 2, and I started against F&M, played a pretty okay first half, and then kind of fell off a little bit in the second half, and got moved back to the 2. But we put in a Wildcat package that our old quarterback coach called Hancock, because Hancock wore the goggles, and so all of our plays in that package it was goggles 1, goggles 2, goggles 3, and goggles 4.
Because you're a goggles guy
A
yourself.
big goggles guy. You gotta love the goggles. But so I played that role a little bit, and
Studious and athletic.
this year, I mean, being the starter, a lot of pressure, more pressure this year than I have ever had. But I mean, after week 1, I didn't really feel it as much. Like I just kind of had to get that monkey off my back and just kind of play loose and have fun while doing it. So I'm enjoying it. So
And you're going to be back for a 5th year.
yeah,
Better be.
plan to.
Good.
Yeah, my freshman year, actually the person that was my recruiting area guy, he ended up having, for Juniata, he ended up having something happen to him. So I was recruited by the head coach, Coach Lawrence. And he basically told me about the bubonic plague that hit the linebacker locker room and said that we have none left. And he would call me a couple times a week, every week of the recruiting process. Now, he recruited me through my junior year, too, of high school, and he called me all the time, and we'd talk. And then we were playing week 1 my freshman year against Grove City. They had an All-American running back named Wesley Schools, and Coach Lawrence used to call me over the summer and be like, I need a crazy insert derogatory term right there like you to come out here and mess this dude up. And I was like, yeah. I was like, awesome. So I get out here, I battle it off with some other guys for the linebacker spot, and I actually get the nod to start week 1 against Grove City. And I can honestly say, besides this past year, every year that we've had a game in college, I've made the opening tackle of the season, which I think is pretty cool. But freshman year, they run trap, and I knew exactly what play was coming because I'm a big film guy. And I read it beautifully, and I come untouched to the running back in the hole, and I unload everything I have, thinking that I'm going to absolutely set this. My first collegiate hit is going to be me separating this dude from his chicklets. Well, I hit him as hard as I possibly could, and he fell forward. And I looked, and I hit pretty hard, I'd like to say. I looked at myself, and I just thought, well, boys, this might be a long day. Western Schools had a great game that day. Shout out to him.
I think he had 250 on the ground that day.
Yeah, he hung 250 on us. That was cool. Yeah. Freshman year went along, and Like week 3 in practice, we're doing inside run down by the baseball field end zone, and we had this really, really tall, big offensive tackle. His name was Caleb Wright, and he was
No
about
relation.
No relation.
no relation to Shmoney, and he was not exactly the most athletic or most stable on his feet type of fella. Yeah, and he trips over one of his fellow guards named Schlanker,
Oh, Shank.
who's about 5'3", 210.
Two completely different guys.
Yeah, 2 completely different guys. And he falls and hits my right leg, and I feel something pop. I'm like, that feels kind of weird. And I had enough adrenaline during practice at the time that I didn't notice anything of it. I woke up the next morning, went to step down out of my bed. Hovis can vouch for this. I fell flat on the floor because I used my right leg to try and stand up. I was like, this ain't right. So that started the Cole Osmond Wounded Warrior Project. I went down. Turns out I had a sprained MCL and a torn meniscus in my right leg. Get a pretty rapid surgery. Was able to come back and play some for the rest of the year. So that was pretty fun. And then sophomore year was the COVID season. And as terrible as that was, we did competition period every single day, and it got really creative, and that was a lot of fun. We had 2-hour practices.
We did have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
during
we
COVID
did have
year.
a lot of fun. It was
we
like
had to make our own fun without games. So it
yeah,
was-
you had to make your own fun without games, and you got really sick and tired of playing against the same 11 dudes 5 days a week all year long, if I do add.
Well, to add on that, we have 25,
We had 25 guys.
and so if somebody got hurt, like we only had 4 DBs.
Yeah.
So if a DB got hurt, Coach Lilly would fill in.
Coach
Play
Lilly,
DBs.
played corner in practice.
I mean, bless Coach Carter's soul for that being his first year here.
Yeah, really. And not to mention, 2 weeks into him getting hired, we think it's a good idea during COVID lockdown. Hey, let's go have a party on the lake. So
Yeah.
the football team may or may not have went out to the lake. This is known as Raystown Rebellion. And we had a party out at the lake thinking that it's not on campus. We can't get in trouble. Well, we found out the hard way. We all got booted.
Yeah, well, about that, you guys all went, and all of us in our room stayed in the room. So everybody on the football team, but the kids in our room and a couple freshmen, were the only we were the only kids on the team. So they still made us lift at 6 a.m. and you guys got to be at home. So
Yeah, I killed a monster buck at home. I went home, and literally the next day after they booted me out of here, I shot a slammer. And I was thinking, you know what? This is a godsend. This is a sign from God. Yeah. And then junior year came around, and I busted my hump my sophomore year, summer, going into my junior year, thinking I finally get to play against somebody in a different colored jersey. Like, I can't wait to come out and, like, smack somebody in a round. And come out, Grove City week 1, make the first tackle of the game. I'm thinking, let's go. What up, 3-6? Play number 100 right on the dot. Cody Gustafson runs a slant. Didn't see him coming. I turn around at the last second. I see him, and I try to pick him up and suplex him over me. My cleat gets stuck in the turf, and I spin around on my leg and tear everything in it. My left leg gone.
you were hurt before. You were like playing kind of hurt a little bit.
I was already playing hurt because in the St. Vincent scrimmage, the second, probably the scariest man alive. Sorry, Coach Tread, you're number 2. Nate Barron dove and took out my right leg again, and I had a really high ankle sprain. And the rule from the coaches and the trainers was, if you can run 2 days before the game, you can play.
We told you not to play.
I was told by multiple people not to play. I took enough painkillers to kill a horse and ran up and down the basketball court, and then was like, all right, I'm playing in 2 days. Yeah, it was a real good decision, as then I couldn't walk until February.
Then he was a potato and sat on our couch for
And drank beer.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that how long it was? 4 weeks? You didn't
6
leave the
weeks
couch?
I couldn't. 6 weeks I didn't leave the couch because my leg was locked straight for 6 weeks.
We'd go to class, come back. We'd go to class, Cole be laying on the couch sleeping. We'd come back from class an hour or two later, Cole be laying on the couch sleeping. Go to practice, Cole's still laying on the couch. We get back, Cole's laying on the couch awake, drinking a beer.
That's a great day.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was absolutely awful.
He left a case of beer sit at the end of the couch. For that 6 weeks straight, he had a fresh case of beer sitting there about every day.
every day. About every day.
That's what's in here now.
Yeah, that's what
Back
made
to
me a
the
D lineman.
Little beer belly.
Yeah, a little blue can action happened. Actually, I lost a whole bunch of weight when I got hurt because I didn't eat, because I didn't walk to Baker. So I was literally just drank beer, which I mean, it's
not ideal. We're
It's
not
not. I'm not
condoning it
advocating
whatsoever.
that.
No,
Don't do
no.
that.
Disclaimer. No,
That's a terrible. That's
No.
a terrible way to
all
heal.
22 does not condone beer.
No.
We're telling you what not to do.
Yeah, these
Exactly.
are things not to do. Well, and then we can fast forward now to senior year. I rehab for a long, long time, and I bust my hump again all summer long. Now this time, just being able to play effectively, and I come back and I kind of get jerked around by my doctor a little bit. I called this guy in July. I was like, "Hey, can I get my knee brace fitted?" And old son never got back to me, so it took me about all of camp to get my actual playing knee brace. So I didn't get to do too much contact, which, it's all right. One thing led to another, and now, granted, I didn't have a lot of speed to give up, but I lost a lot of speed. So I didn't end up starting at linebacker this year, which is all right. Things happen.
No opening game tackle.
No opening game tackle.
Wow.
That stunk, but I was the only one to get pressure on the quarterback in week 1, which was cool. So I was, playing, got to like week 4, and I was like, man, I kind of want to see a little bit more playing time. Wonder what the D line's all about. They seem like they rotated a whole heck of a lot, and they're switching guys in and out all the time. I was like, I ain't that fast anymore. I can't cover anybody in a one-on-one situation. Might as well stick the old paws in the dirt and see what's up. So I talked to Coach Doc and Coach Mears, and Coach Doc goes, bye week, we'll switch you. And I'm thinking, all right, yeah, probably not. He's just telling me that to shut up and get out of his office. Well, sure enough, bye week comes around, and I go back, and I'm sitting there, and Doc's like, you think you can play nose guard? And I was like, nose guard? 5'9", 205 nose guard? I was like, man, 4-tech would be nice. Nah, we'll put you at nose. All right. So I played nose guard for the bye week, and then that quickly turned into tackle. And played against F&M, the Dips. Had a couple tackles, a couple TFLs that fired me up. Then this past week, second career defensive line playing time.
Oh, this is a fun one.
Yeah. I got to play against my cousin. He was the right tackle for Muhlenberg in the fourth quarter, and I got to line up against him. And that was pretty cool, and I got 2 TFLs lined up on him. So shout out Jordan.
And you almost didn't play.
And I almost didn't play the second half. I almost didn't play the second half because I'm still on kickoff, which is near and dear to my heart. You can take anything away from me. I could really care less, but please don't take away my kickoff because I really hope our special teams coordinator is not watching this right now. But when
Coach P is definitely watching this.
Oh. But still, when I play kickoff, I don't even look for the football. All right. I look for the guy that might be by the football, and I just think that poor soul is going to get launched because I have a 40-yard head start, and he's running backwards. And if I make the tackle, that's just a bonus.
You won a special teams big play for a big hit, didn't you?
I did win special teams big play for a big hit, and once again,
it wasn't the guy with the football.
Didn't hit the guy with the football.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And my gold card's still stolen.
I want to ask you, Shank, how do you feel about the guys in your position room? I mean, I know all those guys are good guys, and how did you kind of interact with them from the start, and how has it been going from the beginning to now?
Well, I kind of came in, we had our little group chats over the summer, and I'll do this one because it's funny, and we're just talking, and I think Connor, I just had him in my phone as Fry at the time. I thought he was some big, really good guy, super strong, athletic, something like that. And he texts me how's everybody's summer workouts going? I'm like, I'm not doing the best. He's like, hey man, you'll do better. Text me or call me if I think. I get into camp and then I meet Connor Fry for the first time. I'm like, oh shoot, wow. But no, I love you, Connor. I love all the guys in that room. They're a bunch of great guys. A lot of people say me and Connor are the same person, which is nice to have someone with the same sense of humor at times. And JR Nigel, super dudes. Jake, who thoughts and prayers with Jake, but Jake's an awesome guy too. The guy I really look up to. Walker, Luke, all Boer, Ryan. Boer's your little guy.
Yeah, Boer's my protege.
Boer,
like me
if
and
you're
Connor.
listening, that's not a good thing. You do not want to be like Cole.
But all the guys in that room are super awesome, and I'm ready to get back and compete with them next year.
Yeah,
definitely. Oh, I'm itching. I fought my parents over Saturday. I called my mom. I was talking to my dad. He was here. I'm like, I'm playing this week. Oh my gosh, I was fired up, and then I'm like, I can't play.
Yeah, when they tell you don't play, you should probably not do it.
Yeah,
coming from experience.
Yeah, dude, I'd rather not have surgery and be out 18 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll stick to that. But and just the whole team in general, I don't know. Some teams it's like, oh my gosh, seniors are the big cats. Everyone has to respect them. I came here and it's like, y'all are chill. I made it feel like a real team, which is nice.
I think part of that is we've dealt with both ends of that. We've dealt with the group of seniors that everybody bows down to, and we respected them, and we dealt with the group of seniors that was really good with us and didn't look down on us. And it just goes back to we've been around everything, and just wanted to give the best opportunity for you guys when you're coming in, so you guys feel welcome and feel at home.
Yeah, and actually, on a serious note too, though, I would say our senior class this year at Juniata has seen it all in different team styles. Our freshman year was really interesting because it seems like the seniors almost exclude themselves from everybody else. Yeah. And then the juniors that year, who were then seniors our sophomore year, were probably some of the best dudes.
Yeah, we were close with a lot of them.
Yeah, that was a great group. That had Coach Adam, a bunch of those guys in it. That was a great group.
Clay Goldberg. Chop.
Yeah,
Portman, Benny.
Yeah, that was next year. The next year.
You're talking Dan?
Fletch, Dan,
okay.
Loon, those guys. That was a great senior class our sophomore year, and then our junior year seniors was Chopper, Benny, Goldberg, those guys.
You don't
who
know
were
any of these
really,
guys,
no.
You don't know them, but they were really down to earth, just nice guys, talk to everybody, and we I think our class did at least tried or is trying, or I don't know if we did or didn't, but I think our goal was to do a blend of a little bit of everything of hey, we're older than you, we have a little bit more experience, so respect us, but at the end of the day, we're not gonna be jerks.
We know we need you guys.
Yeah,
you guys mean a lot to this program.
There's 30 of us.
We need
in
a
the
lot.
freshman class.
We need a lot from you guys, pushing us. I can say, in my group, I have me, Tommy, Cal, and J3, and those guys are awesome, man. They push me every day, and I'm happy to have a group like that's hungry to get reps and hungry to do whatever's needed, and it's awesome to have a group like that pushes you every rep and makes you want to be better.
Yeah, I think that really is a big part of it, because we've also not to talk about last year, but last year's team had a lot of inner team problems. We didn't the freshman class was a little bit of a had to reel a couple of those guys in, kind of control the horses a little bit, some trim the fat and different things like that. But it's been a wild ride through going through what was just a normal college year to COVID year to welcome back from COVID year with a new head coach that coached us all for a year, but it's never seen us play in a game.
Yeah.
And your most experienced guys have one season under their belt.
And a lot of them didn't see time in a game.
A lot of them didn't see time in a game. To now your coach's second year coaching and
against some of the top teams in the country.
Against what?
Hopkins is 7, Susk is 18, I think.
Yeah. And if Muhlenberg didn't fumble up in the beginning of the year, they'd be in the top 25.
Well, yeah,
too.
and Muhlenberg lost to Mary Hardin Baylor and then had a rough one against your Sinus. But they were preseason ranked 8.
Yeah.
And they took Hopkins down to the wire, I think.
Yeah, it took Hopkins down to the wire. That's crazy.
And now we're moving out.
Yeah, and now we're leaving, which is a bittersweet thing for me personally, because I want to see everyone have success and whatnot, and winning's very important to me, but I'm all about being the underdog and beating the big dogs, because where I come from, my school wasn't the biggest in our league. We were actually one of the smaller schools in our 6A league, and we were oftentimes under-talented and undersized, but we were always very competitive, which was it was so much more rewarding. And that's how I am. I don't want to be the big fish in a little pond. I'd rather be the little fish in a big pond and sneak up on some of those big fish. But things happen. It'll be really fun to watch and see what happens. Not saying that the competition's going to get any easier, but
no.
You don't have to go down to Baltimore anymore.
I think going off that, I think that just kind of breeds what Juniata stands for. Like, I think we're just known as that underdog that plays hard and like you can't always count us out. Like we haven't had like the greatest results all year, but we play hard till the clock says 0, and
especially after the bye week.
Yeah, that's something you can never take away from Juniata football is that they're going to play hard and they're going to play fat. They're going to play balls to the wall for 60 minutes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's one of those things. Like, it reminds me of actually Wasik and Connor Fry's high school team. They played at Northampton, and they didn't always have the most success. But I can tell you, on that Saturday morning after playing them on that Friday night, you knew you played Northampton because those dudes were just tough. They were just tough football players, and that is something I think. Like, I talk about like culture, and I talk about play with an intensity, play how you want to be seen, and play with a purpose. And I think like that is like what Juniata is at the roots. And I think we need to embrace that more, is like tough, hard nosed like kids. Because at the end of the day, you go to a school of 1,400 students in the middle of the sticks of Central Pennsylvania. Like, you got to go back to where you're from and your roots. So that's cool. Like, I hope that's how people view us.
I think another thing that we have started to pride ourselves on is the energy that we bring. Like, we've got some dudes that bring some serious energy, like
Cato.
like you and Cato and JR and Hunter Wasik.
Yeah.
And like there's some quiet guys that, like, Hunter Wolfley brings an energy to the game that, like, you don't really see it in his emotion.
When he's running into the end zone in a 2-minute drill and flips everybody off or something like that.
You can you can see it in his eye. Like, he's just one of those guys that just kind of leads by example. And I mean, Juju brings his energy. I mean,
day whatever it is, it's so and so day.
Today was day 57. Ethan Hurst, freshman year jersey.
It's funny.
Number day.
It's funny about Juju because, like, in high school he wasn't really, like, he was outgoing and talked to everybody, but he wasn't like that loud, like, bring the energy guy. Like, he's the one that just went out and put his head down and did what he was supposed to do. But yeah, it's cool to see him kind of blossom into what he's been this year.
And like, talking about Hunter Wolfley, how he's like quiet, but like on the defensive side, that's Nigel for us. Like, smiles. Like, he always has a smile on his face no matter what. But like, he definitely leads by example. I forgot about
another guy that brings energy. Quentin Stevens.
Yeah,
all the time.
That dude.
Whether he's playing offense, defense, special
dude does
teams,
it all, man.
He will chirp. Dawson Boer. He's a funny guy to watch.
Yeah,
chirping.
little Boer, number 28. Number 28 on the field, number 1 in your hearts. Dawson Boer.
Connor Mundis brings some energy on that offensive line. I'm giving him some crap on the sideline here and there, but it's all out of love, man.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah. It's all out of love.
Being the camera guy, you really get stand on the sideline. You really get a whole kind of view of what's going on. Offense goes off, defense goes off. Like, it's interesting because you guys get heated sometimes. It's funny. But thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, we gave you a long one.
I know. I didn't expect. We're almost at 50 minutes.
Oh,
Jeez.
good God, sorry.
I didn't know. It's fine. You guys did great. Any last remarks, real quick? Might have to get you guys back on with Juju.
Yeah, we'll get
the room.
And,
the room?
And maybe we'll try to get JT in.
Yeah,
Dude, I'll just come to the room.
Yeah,
we'll get Hunter on too. I'll talk some smack
we'll
to
get Coach
Hunter.
Log
maybe
and
get
everybody.
Gatlos in there. Film
Gatlos?
Yeah.
He wants to be on with Walker.
Oh,
the Avon
Grove
guys.
Stuff. That'd be a great one because
That would.
Gatlos is very religious and
I do have
Walker's
a
an
final
atheist.
Yes.
If JT does watch this, I just wanted to let him know that I dropped 31 on his high school team and my only win my senior year in basketball.
Dang.
Nice.
Where'd JT go?
Central Mountain. He doesn't like when I bring it up, so
wow.
I figured throw that in there.
No better time.
Dang.
JT, this is my last remark, and then we can close this. JT, I am coming to look for my gold card.
Well, JT doesn't have it. Again, thank you guys for hopping on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime. Make sure subscribe, whatever. Just follow the podcast and share it. That's all I have to say for you listeners. But as we always lead it out, as good old Coach P says, tip of the spear.
Always sharp.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Attain excellence, guys.
Hey, soul sister. Hey, that Mr.
Docs over here.